Hi, my name is Kendall Driffel, and today I will be talking a lot about my growth from this class, Uni 220, this semester, and some things that I have developed and learned from this class. So first off, we are going to talk about my personalized Johari's window. So I have here written some of the things that I've learned and that are personalized to the Johari's window in regards to my personal life. So I'm going to go over some of those. So first, in this top left corner, it is known to self and known to others. So I put on there my public image. So something I'm very fond of is how I present myself to people. It is very easy to tell how I look and how I present myself, because obviously that is something that I can see myself in the mirror and that other people can see when they look at me. Another thing I put on here is actually my Instagram. I do keep my Instagram public because I do think that it is something of public image that I do like people to see, to represent myself before they actually get to know me. So that is something that I purposefully choose how I'm presenting myself on. And then as well as that is something that people are able to see themselves. So now if we move on over to this section, it is actually known to others but unknown to self. So some things that I wrote on there are that I talk too much. That is something that when we did the talking to people around us, someone that was important that they had said was one of my bigger things that may not be known to myself but is known to other people. So because of this, I did include talk too much, because I do tend to overshare and or overanalyze, which then allows me to continue speaking even when I should not. Another one that I did was talk in my sleep. It is not something that necessarily I know that I'm doing consciously, but I have been told before that I do it, as well as snoring. And then sometimes I have been told that I have an accent for certain words. It is just how I pronounce certain things. A lot of times with the way I pronounce things that have an L in it, and then also how I pronounce things like milk. So that is something that is not necessarily known to myself, and I'm not consciously thinking about it, but that is known to other people. Now, if we move down, it is the section that is known to self, but unknown to others. So something I put in this is fear of failure. That is something that I wrote about in one of my journals that is definitely known to me, but that I may not share with other people. And or this section is also the hidden / the masked section. So I choose to hide this fear of failure, even though it is something that I consciously think about all the time in regards to different aspects of my life. Another one that I put on here is insecurities, because that is something that of course is known to me, but that I choose to hide or mask from other people. Some of these insecurities may be developed from my past or be developed from the people around me. Some of these may be physical insecurities, such as my smile, and or commonly as weight. And then some of these may be other insecurities, such as the blind spot as well, the things that are known to other people but not known to myself, such as the talking too much. I think that that is an insecurity that is definitely in my hidden / my mask that I try to, but oftentimes I am not consciously knowing that I'm doing it. And then another one is secrets, so things that I choose to keep to myself, sometimes about other people in my life, and or things that are going on in my life. And I think that that is just a very important thing that is unknown to others but known to self, and or that hidden / mask area. And if we move over to the unknown to self and unknown to others, I think this one is very common for a lot of people, just kind of like what my future will hold. It is uncertain to everyone what people are going to amount to, as well as hidden talents. So I may find something that I didn't know I was good at and nobody else knew, but I happen to be very naturally gifted at it, and as well as future potential, what I will grow into, what tomorrow will look like, what a month from now will look like. I think the potential for that is able to grow, and so that is kind of what I established as my personal Johari's window. So now, when talking about how this has affected my personal and my professional and academic careers, we are going to talk about and reflect on how the blind spot has changed. So in my personal life, some major changes of this have been the fact that I'm better at communication, self-communication with myself, understanding how I'm feeling, as well as journaling. So I have included stuff almost like this where I will kind of jot down, for example, like this, I would jot down some ideas, something that happened throughout the day, and it'll ultimately help me to understand myself and my own feelings. Now for personal, something that I have found was my personal relationships have grown. So that blind spot and where sometimes I wasn't exactly the most empathetic person, it's allowed me to kind of really understand how others are feeling. Even though it was unknown to myself, it helped me to be able to tell that they were feeling some type of way and able to react to how they were feeling based on their body language and kind of learn and make that less unknown to myself. And then as well as for academic, I wasn't really understanding. It was kind of unknown and in my blind spot of why I wasn't succeeding in school. And so with the help of this, I was able to understand that the use of not procrastinating as well as the use of a calendar has greatly helped me grow from that unknown area and understand that I will do better in school, as well as some of the outcomes for this that I've found. Well, that it will help me get better grades. The lack of procrastination, as well as using the calendar, will help me to stay on track and turn things in on time, as well as the growth from my hidden mask. I think the greatest growth out of my hidden mask, the things that I would like to hide from other people, has been the communication that I've used with other people, kind of sharing those emotions and those fears and the fear of communicating in general, and allowing myself to kind of talk to the people around me. That has allowed me to greater form connections with the people around me and kind of share that hidden mask area. And I've made a lot of progress with this by, especially with my boyfriend, kind of just communicating how I've been feeling, how things make me feel, and instead of just getting angry and upset, really being able to communicate about it healthily with this person and helping myself and the other person involved really understand both sides of the story so that that hidden mask kind of wears down. I think that I'm definitely a lot closer to understanding why I have that hidden mask, but also to break free of it. I've also discovered about my unknown areas that I am really good at keeping myself organized when I do write everything down. So I have been using a planner both on my computer as well as another one, as well as when I find myself writing my own notes. It helps me to keep things organized. So I also have written some of my notes in my paper, and then I also found it was unknown that I was having a lot of trouble keeping track of all of my income and spending. So when I do keep it on a like money app like this, so this for example, I'm able to kind of see what my savings is looking at, what my assets are looking at, and able to hold saving goals. So I've been using a lot of apps like this, and that is where I've found my untapped potential, in which I am able to keep really organized if I do have things like this that do as well interest me and are visually appealing to the eye. I think ultimately I have established a growth mindset that everything gets better and that I'm starting from the bottom and growing up. And I think that this has definitely helped with a lot of my personal responsibility and choices, because I've realized the things that I need to do in my personal, professional, and academic life to ensure that I am succeeding. Also something interesting are my habits that I've established. I've established writing in a journal and gratitude every single day, as well as putting in things in my calendar, and not just my personal handwritten calendar, but also keeping them in my phone so that I'm able to have all the dates that I need. I think that I've also established ways to stop my self-defeating habits. Some of these will include my eating habits. I didn't used to have the best eating habits, but I've established that writing them down is something that's helping, as well as, like I showed before, my money habits, kind of keeping track of them in my account on my app has allowed me to form these positive habits. And overall, one of my key takeaways from this class has definitely been the growth in the emotional intelligence area and the metacognition of understanding how important feedback is. I've understand now that getting that feedback from other people can often open the unknown to me. So it allows me to kind of see the unknown area that others may see but I may not, as well as give me a chance to kind of show those hidden masked areas to other people of importance. And so I really just thank this class for helping me divulge and understand a lot of these concepts that were not understood before.